If you find a plastic bottle jammed against your tire or spot cash on your windshield, don't brush it off. It's not a prank, it's the opening move in a fast-moving car theft, and your instincts could actually make you a target. Authorities from Atlanta to Houston warn, simply touching one of these markers can draw you into a theft designed to happen in the next 7 seconds. Or worse, leave you holding fake bills and facing legal trouble instead of protection. Nearly 1 in 4 drivers will be hit by a scam like this. But how does a random bottle or stray banknote become a trap that could cost you your car or even your freedom? The real danger starts the moment you reach for that object. Sanders slid into her SUV after a long day, groceries still packed in the back seat. She noticed it right away, a crisp $100 bill pressed under her windshield wiper, bold as daylight. Her first instinct was to reach for it, but something felt off. Instead, she pulled out her phone and started a video call with a friend, documenting every move. The bill looked real, felt real, but a tiny copy stamp near the corner gave it away. In Newton County, Georgia, this wasn't a one-off. Police reports showed a string of similar incidents across driveways and mall parking lots, each one baiting drivers with counterfeit cash. Atlanta drivers faced a new pattern in 2023. Thieves targeted parked cars in plain sight, front yards, grocery lots, apartment complexes. The setup was simple. Place fake money where it's impossible to miss, wait for the owner to spot it. Most drivers, caught off guard, would jump out with the engine still running, doors unlocked, and valuables inside. That's all it took. In 7 seconds, a thief could slip into the driver's seat, slam the door, and disappear down the street before the victim even realized what happened. The numbers back it up. Atlanta PD documented a spike in engine running thefts, with the average window for a successful grab clocking in at just 7 seconds. Police tracked nearly 24 cases in a single month, all following the same blueprint. The bills were always high denomination, 50s, 100s, designed to override common sense with the promise of easy money. Some victims tried to chase down the thief, only to be left stranded and outnumbered. Others, like Sanders, reported the scam before it could escalate. This wasn't limited to Georgia. Similar cases popped up in Chicago, Houston, and Charlotte, each city reporting clusters of thefts linked to objects left on vehicles. But Atlanta's pattern stood out. Thieves moved fast, often working in teams, staking out driveways in broad daylight. Police warnings flooded social media, urging drivers not to touch anything suspicious on their cars. The message was clear. Curiosity could cost you more than your groceries. It could cost you your car, your wallet, or your safety. Sanders' quick thinking kept her out of that 7-second window, but not everyone was as lucky. The next step in these scams would test just how far criminals were willing to go, and how prepared drivers needed to be. A single fake bill can flip the whole story. When a bank teller spots a micro-copy mark, that bill isn't just worthless, it's evidence. In Detroit, 2 drivers were arrested in 2022 after trying to deposit what looked like crisp $100 bills. Both swore they'd found the cash on their windshields. But once the counterfeit was flagged, police treated them as suspects until the full picture came out. The Secret Service tracks most fake bills to local circulation. These aren't high-tech operations, but the fallout can be serious. If you walk into a bank or store with one of these bills, even by accident, standard procedure is to detain, question, and report. That's not just bank policy, it's federal law. The law draws a hard line. Possession alone isn't a crime, but intent matters. If you try to spend a counterfeit bill, even unknowingly, you could be caught in a federal investigation. In Chicago, a driver picked up a $50 bill from her car, used it at a gas station, and found herself answering questions from both local police and the Secret Service. The bill was traced back to a string of similar fakes, all planted on windshields in the same neighborhood. Once you're in the system, clearing your name takes time and paperwork. The real risk isn't just losing your car, it's being dragged into a legal mess you never saw coming. Sheriff's departments in Georgia and Michigan have put out clear warnings. If you find money on your car, don't touch it. Take a photo, leave the bill where it is, and call the police. Officers want the evidence untouched. If you've already handled it, bag the bill, write down where and when you found it, and turn it over. Never try to pass it off or deposit it. Banks are trained to spot counterfeits, and their first call is always to law enforcement. The Secret Service confirms that most fakes are local, not part of some international ring, but every incident gets logged and investigated. The safest move is to treat any unexpected cash as a potential setup. The legal headache isn't worth the gamble. If you're ever questioned, being able to show you reported the bill immediately is your best defense. Acting fast keeps you out of the gray area, where a simple mistake can look like intent to defraud. The next time you spot something odd on your windshield, the right call could save you from months of legal trouble. Stay in your car, call it in, and let the professionals handle the rest. A zip tie looped around a door handle, a coin wedged into the passenger side, a flyer tucked just so under the wiper blade. These are not random acts or harmless pranks. They're silent tags, and they can mean your car is under surveillance. In Chicago, police flagged a string of overnight thefts in 2023, where cars were marked with odd objects, zip ties, colored tape, even business cards. The alert went out. If you spot something strange on your car, don't brush it off. The real danger usually comes after dark, when theft crews return to cars they've already tagged. In Albuquerque, panic spread after a social post showed a zip tie on a Target parking lot car. Residents worried it was a sex trafficking signal. Police found no evidence of that, but they did confirm a spike in thefts, where markers were used to flag easy targets, cars parked overnight, away from cameras, or with valuables left out. It's not just big cities. Mechanics in Wisconsin and Ohio have seen the same patterns. A zip tie or sticker shows up on a car, and within days, the vehicle is gone. The coin and door myth gets a lot of play online, but most modern locks aren't fooled by a penny. What matters isn't the object, it's the message. Thieves use these markers to track which cars are worth a second look. Flyers and fake parking tickets serve a double purpose. They distract you, and they tell the crew which cars haven't moved. If a flyer is still there after 24 hours, it's a sign the owner might be out of town. That's prime time for a break-in. Police in Chicago issued Alert 23-081 after a rash of thefts using these tactics, warning drivers not to remove suspicious markers by hand. Instead, take a photo, move your car to a safer spot, and call the non-emergency police line. Mechanics back this up. Removing a marker in the wrong place could smudge fingerprints or disturb evidence. The flyer trick is especially common in mall parking lots and apartment complexes. A folded piece of paper or a fake coupon might seem like junk, but it's a way for thieves to see who checks their car and who doesn't. If you ignore it, you're less likely to be targeted. If you stop to remove it, especially with your engine running, you're vulnerable. Nighttime is when these crews do their real work. They drive through lots, checking for cars with tags. If a zip tie or flyer is still there, they know the owner hasn't noticed. That's when they strike, sometimes hours, sometimes days later. Parking under a street lamp or near busy walkways makes your car less appealing. So does moving your car every day and never leaving valuables in sight. If you find a marker, don't panic. Don't try to play detective. Take a photo, keep your distance, and let police know. Never wait in the lot to see who comes back. The safest move is to drive somewhere public before checking your car. Bottom line, treat every odd marker as a red flag. It's not about the object, it's about what comes next. You're at an intersection. The other car has the right of way, but the driver waves you through with a friendly smile. Looks polite, right? Wrong. As soon as you inch forward, they slam into your bumper, then jump out shouting that you ran the stop sign. In less than a minute, you're surrounded. Sometimes by witnesses, sometimes by an accomplice who claims they saw everything. This is the staged wave scam, and it's not about traffic etiquette. It's about setting you up for blame, insurance fraud, or worse. The FBI tracked a surge in these staged collision rings starting in 2022, with organized groups pulling off dozens of crashes in a single city. It's not just about the accident. The real money comes from fake injury claims, repair bills, and months of paperwork. Nationwide, staged accident scams cost insurance companies and drivers over $20 billion every year. That's higher premiums for everyone, just so a handful of fraudsters can cash in. In New York, one ring ran this play so well, they scammed insurers out of $6 million before anyone caught on. The psychology behind these setups is simple. Most people want to be courteous on the road, and scammers count on that instinct. They use what's called reciprocity bias. If someone does something nice, like letting you go first, you feel pressure to return the favor or trust their judgment. But that trust is exactly what thieves exploit. Panic kicks in after a crash, and victims are more likely to admit fault, exchange real insurance info, or agree to cash settlements on the spot. That's when the fraudsters strike. sometimes even switching drivers or swapping license plates before police arrive. Other setups are even sneakier. At a gas station, someone points out a puddle under your car, warning you about a leak. You bend down to check, and while you're distracted, an accomplice slips into the driver's seat or grabs your bag from the front seat. It's fast, and it's over before you realize what's missing. These distraction tactics work because they trigger the same panic response as a real emergency. Your focus narrows, and you stop paying attention to your surroundings. Insurance investigators have seen it all: fake leaks, staged waves, even teams that follow delivery trucks for hours, waiting for a chance. In 2023, the National Insurance Crime Bureau flagged a 39% increase in staged accident claims linked to organized rings. The most common targets? Drivers who look rushed, distracted, or too trusting. There's a simple tool that cuts through all of this: a dash cam. For $40, you get a silent witness that doesn't care who waved first or who yelled loudest. When a scammer tries to pin the blame, video evidence tells the real story. Some drivers even mount a second camera facing the cabin, just in case someone tries to fake an injury or stage a slip and fall. A dash cam won't stop every scam, but it makes you a much harder target. If you get waved through at an intersection, let the other driver go first. If someone points out a leak, thank them, but drive to a trusted mechanic before checking. Never open your door or step away from your car in a busy lot. And if you're ever in a crash, staged or not, keep your cool, call the police, and let your dash cam do the talking. These scams move fast, but a little skepticism and the right tech can keep you in control. A plastic bottle wedged between your tire and the wheel well isn't just trash. It's a trigger. The moment you start to drive, the bottle crunches and pops, echoing through the cabin. That noise isn't subtle. It's sharp, unnatural, and designed to override everything you know about staying safe. Psychologists call it a panic cue, an engineered sound that hijacks your focus and demands action. Most drivers react the same way. They stop, jump out, and circle the car, desperate to find what's wrong. 75%, according to a 2023 survey, say they would pull over immediately if they heard a sudden crunch or pop from their wheels. The trick works because it weaponizes your instincts. For a split second, the fear of damaging your car outweighs every warning you've ever heard about staying inside and locking the doors. The bottle is always placed on the passenger side, just out of view when you get in. That's no accident. Thieves count on the fact that you'll only hear it once you're rolling, maybe already halfway out of the lot. The sound is loud enough to trigger alarm, but not so obvious that you spot it before you drive. It's a simple hack that turns your own caution against you. Researchers who study driver behavior have found that unexpected mechanical noises are among the top triggers for people to abandon normal safety routines. When your mind registers a threat to your vehicle, especially a new, unfamiliar one, your first response is to investigate. That's when the window opens. You're out of the car, maybe the engine's still running, and your attention is locked on the tire, not your surroundings. In that brief moment, you're vulnerable to everything from a grab-and-go theft to a full carjacking. The bottle trick is cheap, fast, and relies on nothing but your own decision-making. It doesn't matter if you drive a brand new SUV or an old sedan. The physics are the same, and so is the psychology. Community groups have started sharing alerts, swapping tips on what to listen for and how to respond. The best defense isn't just locking your doors. It's recognizing when your own instincts are being used against you. If you hear that sound, don't stop in place. Keep moving, get somewhere safe, and call for help. The crunch isn't a coincidence. It's a signal that someone's counting on you to panic. Copycat tactics don't just stay local. When a marker scam or distraction trick goes viral, it spreads faster than police can contain it. In Houston, a single warning about bottles on tires racked up over 4 million views in less than a week. The result? 5 vehicles were recovered after drivers recognized the setup and called it in, proof that awareness can actually beat the scam. In California, a driver avoided a near miss at a strip mall after seeing a #bottle-on-tire post the night before. She spotted the bottle, remembered the warning, and drove straight to a police station. Her story became a local news headline, and within days, neighborhood watch groups were sharing the tip across 3 counties. These aren't isolated victories. Law enforcement credits community alerts and viral posts for a measurable drop in successful thefts tied to these tricks. The message spreads, thieves lose their window, and more cars stay put. Data from 2023 shows that copycat attempts spike right after a scam goes viral, but but so do police reports and community defenses. In cities like Atlanta and Chicago, neighborhood apps and local Facebook groups have become early warning systems. Drivers post photos of odd markers, compare notes, and flag suspicious activity before it turns into a crime scene. It's a digital neighborhood watch, fast, wide-reaching, and harder for thieves to outsmart. The most effective defense isn't just a locked door. It's a network of eyes, quick reporting, and a community that refuses to be easy prey. Parking under lights, swapping parking spots, and never leaving valuables in plain sight still matter. But now, sharing a warning post can be as important as locking up. If you spot a bottle, zip tie, or anything out of place, snap a photo, move your car, and report it. Don't try to outsmart the setup on your own, and don't keep the info to yourself. Share it. Group chats, social feeds, even a text to a neighbor. Every alert makes the scam riskier for thieves and safer for everyone else. The next time you see a warning go viral, remember, it's not just noise. It's your community's best shot at staying a step ahead. Nearly 1 in 4 drivers will face a car theft scam in their lifetime, according to FBI and insurance data. This documentary traced how tactics like bottles on tires, cash on windshields, and zip ties have shifted from isolated rumors to confirmed threats, with police alerts in cities from Atlanta to Chicago and Houston. Authorities have documented that even counterfeit bills, left as bait, can expose victims to legal risks, while staged collisions cost billions annually in fraud. Yet, some questions remain. Not every viral post matches a police report, and the full scale of copycat scams is still unknown. What is clear is that these ploys rely on distraction and panic, exploiting ordinary moments. Law enforcement, including Chicago PD, Alert 23-081, and Houston's 2024 Sting, continues to investigate and adapt. The evidence shows that vigilance, moving to safety and alerting police, breaks the cycle. As scams evolve, awareness and swift action remain the most reliable defense.